Hi guys, and welcome to another video on Sonal's Life. So for everyone who watched my last video, I looked at my top 5 New Japan theme tunes. Now obviously on Saturday we finally had the end of the Summer Struggle Tour and it culminated with the massive show at Jingu Stadium. So I thought I'd have a quick look at all of the matches. It was quite short in terms of there was only 6 matches. But honestly, I think it's probably one of the best shows of the year. It had so many different matches, so many different wrestlers. And I think just the whole atmosphere of Jingu Stadium, even though it wasn't full, because obviously there were the restrictions, it was amazing. You saw the afternoon turn into evening, into night, and it was amazing. So yeah, here is my review of the Power Struggle Jingu Stadium Tour. And I realised that it's the Summer Struggle Tour, not the Power Struggle. That's later in the year. So, we obviously started off the show with Masterwater versus Kanemaru. Nothing really that special about the match. It was a special singles match, and it was a really nice way to start the show. Obviously, Masterwater is brand new. He's just come back from excursion, and Kanemaru is that veteran. And so, in the end, it was a good match. It wasn't too exciting. They didn't need to be. All it was there was just to get the crowd excited. We saw some high flying from Wata, we saw some Suzuki-gun tactics from Kanemaru, and in the end, Kanemaru won with a roll-up. For me, I think that was the perfect way to end it, because you don't disregard Kanemaru, who is a veteran in the junior heavyweight wrestling, but also you give Masterwater time to improve. So he didn't win clean, so it's not disregarding him, and it's not disregarding Kanemaru. And I love both of them. Kanemaru for me is one of the most underrated wrestlers, and I think this match really showed why he is the heel master. We then had the King of Pro Wrestling final match between Okada, Sanada, Desperado and Yano. I have seen a lot of mixed reviews online of this. I personally loved it. The match was only about 7.5 minutes, but within that match we had Sanada and Okada interactions, El Desperado being El Desperado, Yano and Okada interactions, so chaos versus chaos. In the end, the match was won, so Okada had Desperado in a submission. Referee was distracted. Yano hit a low blow on Okada, rolled the Rainmaker up and got the win. So not only did Yano win the King of Pro Wrestling trophy, he pinned Okada for it. For a title, obviously the King of Pro Wrestling title is so new and so unpredictable. I think Yano was the only person that could have won it, because now there is no constraints with the title. It can be a serious title, it can be a joke title. We can do so many things with it, with the fan vote, and I think people are judging it too quickly. It's not going to be a massive staple of New Japan. It's just a nice little way to have a title that sort of the lower card and mid cards can fight for. We then had Suzuki versus Takagi for the Never title. I personally think this should have been higher on the card because it was an amazing match. I think it's possibly one of the best matches of the night. You had 2 men who have now become synonymous with the Never title. So even though Suzuki only had 1 reign of it, he had such a long reign, I think a few years ago. Takagi has elevated the title higher than so many people. It's been flitting from person to person over the past few years, few months especially. And so this match was it was a slugfest. It was surprisingly fast paced for 2 heavyweights, but it was the right mixture of speed, athleticism, and obviously the 2 styles, which are Shingo's strength and obviously Suzuki's submission style. In the end, it only went about 14 minutes, but with the amount of action in it, it could have been half an hour. Suzuki hit Takagi with the Gotch style pile driver for the win, and I think this is, even it said in the post-match comment, this is not the end for them. I can see them going on for a rematch at Wrestle Kingdom, or maybe King of Pro Wrestling if they still have that. And so, I think if you're going to go and watch one match from this show, that one is the one to watch, because honestly, it's 2 men just hitting each other. At one point, Suzuki was just headbutting Takagi for it seemed like forever. But yeah, it was the perfect mix of everything that you love in pro wrestling. There was storytelling, there was action, it was great. We then had a break, and I think these breaks are so good. DDT have always had them, DDT Pro Wrestling, and I think it's a nice way to you get to hear a bit of the commentary and what they say. And this was especially good because Kevin Kelly and Chris Charlton were back doing an amazing job as always, even though Kevin Kelly was halfway around the world. And yeah, it's also a nice toilet break and get some food, which is always good. And then we started in the second half, and you could see the sky turning slightly darker, which was really nice. And we had the junior heavyweight title match between Hirono Takahashi and Taichi Shimura. Again, like another really good match. However, unlike their match 2 years ago in the Best of Super Junior final, this was a lot shorter, and I think it was a lot more based on storytelling. So the running theme throughout the Summer Struggle Tour has been that Taichi Shimura hit La Mystico on Hiromu, and which damaged his shoulder. So that was what Ishimori targeted throughout. He was targeting the shoulder with some high flying moves. We had a really cool spot where Hiromu tried to powerbomb Ishimori off the ring, and Ishimori did a backflip to counter it. I was really sad in the end when Ishimori got Hiromu in a bone lock and he tapped out, and it was only, I think it was under 15 minutes, but I think it was, like all the other matches, amazing booking in the sense that we knew Hiromu was weakened. Like, he's had neck issues, and Ishimori was targeting his shoulder. Really, there was nowhere for Hiromu to go. This also means that like maybe Hiromu might be in the G1, because as you'll see from the final result, we might have a storyline there. We know that Hiromu wants that title back, and I think maybe that could be coming up soon. Who knows? Then we had the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Championship between Dangerous Tekkers, which is Zack Sabre Jr. and Taichi, Holy Emperor, and the world's most handsome team of Golden Lovers then, of Golden Ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi and Kota Ibushi. Another match really mixed perfectly of storytelling and action. Like, these two teams are as different as they come, and they've had the ongoing feud where they actually hate each other. They are so different in the sense that Golden Ace are these golden boys of New Japan, and then we've got the Suzuki Gunjo who just don't care and really just want to end Tanahashi's career. And from the start, it was a mix. Like, both teams got offense. Suzuki Gunjo obviously focused on trying to isolate Tanahashi, who was seen as the weak link of the group, and that did happen for quite a lot of it. But obviously once Ibushi got in, we saw some great tandem offense from both of them. However, in the end it was a Zack Mephisto, which I really like it. So that's a combination of a Zack driver and the Black Mephisto, and Zack hit that on Tanahashi to get the win. And I know we've seen this match a few times, but I think the chemistry that these four have with each other is amazing. We've got Taichi and Ibushi work really well, and Zack and Tanahashi, I've always said this, work perfectly together. And even though it's the G1 and Golden Ace have said that they're going to break up, hopefully they'll come back soon. We've got World Tag League hopefully coming up in December. And then we came to the main event. So by now the sun had set, it was beautifully dark, and out was Evil and Naito for the double championship match for the heavyweight and the intercontinental title. To start with, I was a bit like, oh, this is going to be the same thing. We had Dick Togo on the outside, Evil breaking the rules in any way possible. However, we sort of had a turning point where I think Evil was going to go for distracting the ref, and then Dick Togo was going to hit, I think, Naito with something, but Naito slid and drop kicked him out. And after that, things started to go in Naito's way. So Gato came out, and then once again I was like, ugh. But Bushi and Sanada came out. So I mean, after all this time, finally the members of Los Ingobernables de Japón came out, and they took out the trash, as Americans would say, or we would say in England, take out the rubbish. And so we had a really even playing field, and it was the battle of who is the better wrestler. And in the end it was Naito who had his athleticism and used his sort of high-flying, sort of unpredictable, not as unpredictable as Hiromu, style against Evil's strength. And it sort of proved that it's always the case with Bullet Club. The Bullet Club need each other to win. There are a few exceptions, like Ishimori doesn't need anyone with him. But apart from that, like, a lot of what Evil's been doing has been the help of Bullet Club, of Dick Togo. And you know what? It was a really nice way to end it. So as Naito did his roll call and did his LIJ salute, the fireworks went off in the background, and I joked that it was something out of a Disney film. And I think it was a perfect way to end pretty much a perfect show for me. A lot of people have said it's near perfect, but they didn't like the King of Pro Wrestling match. I personally loved it all. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments of this show. Did you like it? Was there any match that stood out? Did you agree with me that I think Shingo vs Suzuki almost stole the show? So yeah, that is my video. I also want to quick thing that it is actually a year today since the Royal Quest show, so guys, go and watch that. It's on New Japan World, and yeah, it brings back loads of nice memories for me. So yeah, like always, like, subscribe, comment below, follow me on my social media at wrestling_chat, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!